Greetings everyone. Now most people in the UK would be familiar with Jeremy Kyle and have probably heard of the recent story that came up where a guest supposedly committed suicide and that led to the show being cancelled after 14 years. Now I'm going to say this is nothing more than a publicity stunt. I'll go into the motives for that a little later. But first of all, let's hear what the BBC tell us. The precise circumstances of Steve Diamond, as a coincidental name, hey, are not known. But what is clear from multiple sources that he was troubled and vulnerable before he took part in the show. Blah, blah, blah. And he failed a lie detector was devastating. That much was clear on Tuesday morning when ITV said that they were minded to launch an inquiry and wait for the coroner's verdict. Yet this morning the show was taken off air permanently. What happened that should cause such a sudden change of mind? We can go on down and look at this guy. Like I say, fake news stories are always coded with numbers. What you've got to look out for is 22, 33, 44, 66, 666, any variation of that. Now we see that Steve Diamond, there's a bit of a play on name, was 63. Turn those around, you've got 36, 3666. So that's one clue. Also, anyone that remembers the Jerry Springer show could see a crossover, I think. This show was taken off air at least once due to violence on stage. There was also an episode where someone went on to murder one of the guests after something or another. I don't know. The story's out there. There is more of a crossover than just them both being called Jerry/Jeremy. If you look at Jerry Springer's chief security guard, Steve Wilco, and what do you know, he went on to do his own show. And look at the Jeremy Kyle show, and we have got Security Steve. He has a bit of a resemblance to Steve Wilco's, I think you've got to admit. Now, I'm going to say this supposed suicide, that if you look at the front covers, front page of the newspapers, ITV hit by Kyle show, in inverted commas, suicide. Jeremy Kyle guest, in inverted commas, kills himself. None of these papers will commit to a suicide actually taking place because they don't want to get in trouble for reporting lies. So they protect themselves by putting things in quotations. So I'm going to say that in the coming months or whatever, we're going to see Security Steve get his own show. And I think Jeremy Kyle will carry on doing his stuff. As they say, all publicity is good publicity. I've been sceptical of the Jeremy Kyle show ever since they did an episode where they interviewed survivors of the Orlando Pulse shooting. Of course, this was literally like a couple of days after it took place, may even have been the next day. They said to these guys, right, you just witnessed people being murdered, do you want counselling before you talk about it? No, get us straight on the Jeremy Kyle show, we'll talk about it now. We're ready, here and now. Yeah, very suspect. Right, well, if you have any opinions or comments to make about the Jeremy Kyle show or anything else, please leave it in the comments. I'll be back with another video soon. Thank you for watching.